There was silence around, and the crowd couldn't believe their eyes. Ping Mei, the famous construction giant in Aarhus Hill City, actually kneeled in front of a passerby. Even Claire was stunned, completely unexpected that Ping Mei would kneel to Charlie. "Mr. Wade, I should die and shouldn't play Claire's idea. I was wrong. I repent. I will never do it again in the future. Please give me a way of life. Don't play me to death." As Ping Mei said, he slapped himself fiercely, making it loud and clear. Charlie's face was expressionless, watching him slap a dozen slaps. His mouth was bleeding, and he said faintly, "Mr. Mei, I don't know what you are talking about. Mr. Wade, once the future company goes bankrupt, not only will I not have a penny, but I will still have hundreds of millions of debts that cannot be filled, and I will not be able to pay it off in my next life." Ping Mei knelt on the ground and pleaded, without the demeanor of a successful person. All this happened too suddenly, and it was too coincidental. Charlie said that he was bankrupt, and future company will usher in bad luck one after another, and it will definitely go bankrupt tomorrow. All this seems to be a coincidence, but how can there be such a coincidence? Ping Mei vaguely felt that what happened must be related to Charlie, so he didn't care about face and knelt in public. Claire didn't know the content of the call, and couldn't help but said in surprise, "Ping Mei, isn't your company doing well? Besides, what does your bankruptcy have to do with Charlie?" Ping Mei knelt on the ground and said, "Sister Claire, I offended you just now, and I confessed to you. Just now the company called to say that the customer was cancelled, the cooperation was withdrawn, and the bank was collecting debts. I really have no way to survive." Claire was stunned for a moment, and said, "I think you made a mistake. Charlie doesn't have such great power." Charlie also said lightly, "Ping Mei, everything in this world has cause and effect. It's useless if you ask me, please reflect on yourself." After that, he took Claire into the car. When Charlie drove the car away, Ping Mei still knelt on the side of the road blankly. The crowd around him gathered more and more, all of them looked at him with surprise and kept whispering. But Ping Mei can no longer take care of it. From tomorrow on, he will become a beggar on the street from a highly successful person. No, not even a beggar. Not only would he have no money, he would have to pay hundreds of millions of liquidated damages. The phone was still ringing, and the assistant's flustered voice came. Mr. Mei's phone call from the usury company said that the interest rate will be increased by 10 points, and the debt will be collected tomorrow. If you can't pay the money, just chop off your right hand. Mr. Mei, the landlord of the office building we rented, called and said that the rent will be increased by 20 times. If you don't give it, they will tell you to move out before tomorrow. Mr. Mei. The phone slipped from Ping Mei's hand to the ground, and he knelt on the ground with a dull expression. Suddenly, Ping Mei screamed wildly, "Oh my God, who the H*LL am I offending?" He slammed his hands on the ground frantically, and at the same time knocked his head on the ground with smashing blood out. Ping Mei couldn't bear the huge blow and suffered a nervous breakdown. He foamed at the mouth, rolled his eyes and fainted. Charlie drove the car, his face calm. The more Claire thought about it, the more she realized something was wrong, and couldn't help asking, "What did you do to Ping Mei? He was afraid of you, why?" Charlie said lightly, "I didn't do anything to him. I have been waiting for you outside. How can I do anything to him? It is estimated that he has offended too many people. Others don't let him go." Claire thought about it, and dispelled a lot of suspicion. Maybe it was Ping Mei who had offended some powerful person, but he put the account on Charlie. Thinking of this, Claire felt angrily and said, "This Ping Mei is really shameless. He deserves to be bankrupt." Charlie smiled calmly. It was indeed Ping Mei who deserved it. He provoked him, and bankruptcy was the best outcome, otherwise he would let such people evaporate. Claire sighed softly and said, "It seems we still have to find a partner again and see if we can talk to the studio about business." When Charlie heard this, he prepared to say hello to Doris, and asked Emgrand Group to give his wife more orders. When the two returned home, Claire was still talking to Charlie about her next development plan for the studio. But as soon as the two entered the house, Jacob rubbed his hands and walked forward. He glanced at the two with an awkward look and said, "Claire, your mother asks you to return to work in the Wilson Group tomorrow." "What?" Claire was stunned. Charlie frowned and said, "Didn't you draw a clear line from the Wilson family?" "Oh." Jacob looked embarrassed, and said helplessly, "Your mother doesn't know what kind of ecstasy soup was poured into her, so she is focused on Wilson family, so." Before Jacob finished speaking, Claire said angrily to Elaine, "Mom, the Wilson family bullied my dad and wanted to take Charlie's villa. Why should we go back?"